If I remember right, this is when the world was first introduced to the holy warriors, three men of different faiths that came together to stand up for the innocent Solomon 7, the Avenger of Blood. His birth name was Samuel Cohen, a quiet and deeply devout Jewish scholar who lived a simple life far away from the politics of the modern state of Israel. He had distanced himself from Zionism, believing that true Judaism was not about land or politics, but about justice, wisdom, mercy, and repairing the world. He spent his days studying Torah, helping the poor, and teaching children in a small community in upstate New York. One night, while Samuel was deep in meditation and prayer, the sky above him split open with emerald light. The green angel descended. The fallen watcher, now a servant of Lucifer, had been searching the world for righteous warriors worthy of the coming storm. He had watched Samuel for years, a man who followed the highest ideals of his faith without corruption, hatred, or political zealotry, a man who truly sought justice. "You have been chosen," the green angel said, his voice like rolling thunder wrapped in calm. "The world is descending into chaos created by false gods and madmen. Need warriors who fight not for power, but for what is right." Samuel did not run, he stood tall. The green angel laid a hand on Samuel's chest and infused him with the ancient spirit known as the Avenger of Blood, a divine force of righteous vengeance that had existed since the first murder of Abel. This spirit granted Samuel immense strength, unbreakable durability, profound wisdom, and a burning sense of justice. His body transformed. He grew taller and more muscular. Ancient Hebrew markings glowed across his skin before fadding. A white and blue helmet with a Star of David formed upon his head, and armored gauntlets and boots appeared. He became Solomon 7, named for the wisdom of King Solomon and the fact that he is the seventh champion chosen across the ages by this spirit. Solomon 7 is calm, honorable, and incredibly wise. He speaks with quiet authority and rarely raises his voice. He is not motivated by revenge or politics. He fights to protect the innocent and to bring balance to a world gone mad. He has no loyalty to any nation or government, only to justice and the innocent. He sees the Jekyll juice epidemic, Mentalian schemes, and the rise of monsters as signs of a new age of darkness. He has stepped forward as one of the first true holy warriors of this era. Though he works alongside other heroes like Captain Tougham when necessary, he follows his own moral code and answers to a higher authority. When the man-made angels began rounding up anyone with powers, heroes included Solomon 7 appeared on a battlefield for the first time. He stood between a squadron of angels and a group of frightened civilians who had accidentally gained powers from Jekyll juice. "Enough," he said, his voice carrying across the field like ancient stone. "These people are not your enemies. The true enemy is the poison spreading through this world." Man God Connor hovered above him, halo blazing. "You would stand against the lawful order of this nation?" Solomon 7 looked up, eyes glowing with righteous fire. "I stand against tyranny in all its forms, whether it wears a crown, a suit, or the face of an angel." Saint, the Crusader of Light, Peter Santos, was a devout Catholic soldier and former Vatican security operative. Born in a working-class family in Boston, he served with distinction in the U.S. military before being recruited into a secretive Catholic order tasked with protecting the church from supernatural and existential threats. While on a mission investigating strange mutations caused by Jekyll juice, Peter was mortally wounded. As he lay dying, the green angel appeared to him in a vision of emerald light. The fallen watcher had been searching for warriors of unyielding faith. He saw in Peter a man of genuine righteousness, someone who believed in justice, mercy, and defending the innocent without falling into zealotry or corruption. "You have fought for your God with honor," the green angel told him. "Now fight for something greater than any one faith. The world needs champions who will stand against the coming darkness." Peter accepted. The green angel infused him with a powerful blessing, a fusion of divine light and a controlled dose of refined Jekyll juice. His body was healed and enhanced. He emerged as Peter Saint, the first officially sanctioned Catholic superhero of the modern era. Peter wears sleek gray and red power armor with a flowing red cape and a prominent red cross on his chest. He carries a large shield emblazoned with a crimson cross and wields weapons blessed by the church. His most striking feature is the glowing white halo that floats above his helmet when he channels his full power. Powers include superhuman strength, speed, and durability. The ability to generate and manipulate holy light, blasts, shields, and healing energy. Saint's blessing, he can temporarily empower allies with increased strength and resistance to evil influences. High resistance to mental manipulation and chaotic mutations. Peter Saint is charismatic, noble, and deeply faithful. He sees himself as a modern crusader fighting for God's light in a world drowning in darkness. While he is genuinely heroic and wants to protect innocent people, he can be somewhat self-righteous and judgmental toward those he views as sinners or chaotic figures, such as Mufasa or some of the more unhinged Jekyll Juice victims. He has a strong sense of duty and believes the current crisis is a test from God. First major action, when the man-made angels began aggressively rounding up anyone with powers, including innocent victims of Jekyll Juice, Peter Saint publicly broke ranks with the more extreme elements of the program. He appeared on a battlefield where angels were attempting to arrest a group of terrified civilians who had gained minor powers. Standing between the angels and the civilians with his shield raised and cape flowing, he declared, "These people are not demons, they are victims. The true enemy is the poison corrupting God's creation. If you continue down this path, you will become the very darkness you claim to fight." Man-God Connor hovered above him, halo blazing. "You would defy the will of your own church and government." Peter Saint raised his shield, holy light radiating from it. "I serve God, not governments, and I will not allow fear to turn us into tyrants." MeccaMan, the shadow of mercy, his real name is Malik al-Rashid. Born in a turbulent region of the Middle East, Malik was raised with a strict but pure interpretation of Islam. As a young man, he became a highly skilled operative, part special forces, part vigilante, dedicated to fighting corruption, extremism, and injustice. He operated in the shadows, guided by his faith and a personal code of justice and mercy. For years, he waged a secret war against a monstrous organization led by a being known only as the Elephant, a grotesque, elephant-headed abomination chosen and empowered by Yahweh the Demiurge himself. The Elephant offered power to those willing to sell their souls, transforming them into grotesque animal-human hybrids. These beast servants spread terror, corruption, and chaos wherever they went. Malik fought them relentlessly, earning the codename MeccaMan among those who knew of his exploits. He became a legend in the underground world, a righteous assassin who struck from the shadows and showed mercy to those who deserved it. Then came the night that changed everything. After a brutal battle against a particularly powerful beast servant, Malik was mortally wounded and left for dead in the desert. As his vision faded, a brilliant emerald light appeared above him. The green angel descended. The fallen watcher had been observing Malik for a long time. He saw a man of unyielding faith, discipline, and moral clarity, someone who fought evil without becoming it. The green angel offered him a greater purpose. "You have fought alone long enough," the angel said. "The world is descending into a new age of monsters. It will need warriors who walk the path of justice with wisdom and restraint." Malik accepted. The green angel infused him with enhanced abilities and a deeper connection to divine will. His body was healed and elevated to superhuman levels. His stealth, combat prowess, and senses were sharpened to an almost supernatural degree. He gained the ability to move like a shadow and received small but crucial moments of divine favor in battle, what he calls the will of Allah. Now fully empowered, MeccaMan continues his crusade. He is calm, disciplined, honorable, and deeply faithful. He has a quiet intensity and a dry sense of humor. His ultimate goal remains the same: destroy the elephant and end the cycle of soul selling and beast transformations once and for all. The holy warriors assemble. As the Jekyll Juice crisis spiraled further out of control, 3 righteous warriors found themselves drawn to the same battlefield, the United States, each fighting their own war against the rising tide of monsters. In the ruins of a destroyed industrial district, Solomon 7 stood like an unbreakable pillar of stone. Before him was Master Barbed Wire, a twisted abomination whose entire body was composed of razor-sharp barbed wire that he could control like living tentacles. The man-made angels were struggling, their wings torn and armor shredded. Solomon 7 stepped forward, his voice calm but commanding. "This ends now." He grabbed a massive coil of barbed wire mid-strike and snapped it with raw strength, holy markings flaring across his body. Miles away in the swamps outside New Orleans, Peter Saint fought a Siddim, a hulking figure with rough wooden skin who spat streams of corrosive green acid. The angels' energy shields were failing fast. Peter Saint raised his cross-emblazoned shield, holy light blazing. In the name of the Lord, your corruption ends here. He charged through a spray of acid, his cape flowing, and slammed his shield into a sidum with righteous force. High above the city rooftops, MeccaMan moved like a silent shadow. His target was Sycris, a long-haired blonde man whose touch could inflict deadly diseases and plagues. The angels were dropping from the sky as sickness overwhelmed them. MeccaMan dropped from the darkness, striking with surgical precision. You spread disease, I bring mercy. His blade flashed, and Sycris barely avoided a fatal blow. The convergence, all three battles were converging on the same devastated downtown area. Captain Tougharm was already there, stretching his elastic arm to pull trapped civilians to safety while fighting off waves of lesser mutants. As the three holy warriors arrived on the scene from different directions, they locked eyes with one another and with Tougharm. For a moment, the chaos seemed to pause. Then the sky tore open with brilliant emerald light. The green angel descended, wings glowing, halo radiant. His presence silenced the battlefield. Even the man-made angels hovering above lowered their weapons in awe and fear. The green angel's voice echoed across the ruins. You three have been chosen. Solomon 7, Avenger of Blood. Peter Saint, the Crusader of Light. MeccaMan, Shadow of Mercy. The world stands on the edge of ruin. False gods, mad science, and corrupted blood tear it apart. You will no longer fight alone. He raised his hand, and a surge of emerald energy flowed into each of them, strengthening their resolve and slightly enhancing their powers. From this day forward, you are the holy warriors. Stand together, protect the innocent, oppose tyranny in all its forms, whether it wears the face of a god, a government, or a monster. Captain Tougharm landed nearby, looking at the newly formed team with cautious respect. Solomon 7 nodded solemnly. Peter Saint gripped his shield tighter, a determined fire in his eyes. MeccaMan simply adjusted his mask, eyes sharp. The green angel gave one final look before vanishing back into the rift. As the emerald light faded, the four heroes, Captain Tougharm and the newly formed holy warriors, stood together amid the destruction. The war for Earth's soul had just gained its greatest defenders.